Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with our first matchup of the night. And here we are, Ben Pillman and Brian Pillman Jr. versus Imperium. And here comes Ben Pillman. And of course, Ben Pillman, I mean, he hasn't done much here in BZW, neither has Brian Pillman Jr. But Ben Pillman a few weeks ago faced Intercontinental Champion Xander Adams, in which the Miz interfered, but we don't really know why. To be honest with you, the Miz interfered in that match and got Xander Adams the win. I don't know why, but that's classic Miz right there. Anyway, and here comes Brian Pillman Jr., his brother, Ben Pillman's brother, I should say. And here we are, Brian Pillman Jr. looking hyped up for this match. He is just getting hyped up right now, which might be a good thing against Imperium. Just to get fired up. But anyway, here comes Imperium. And Imperium, of course, at Extreme Rules, got a tag team title match, but some of the members of that match couldn't be there, so it had to be turned into a triple threat for the tag team titles. It was Randy Orton, Fabian Eichner, and the BZW Attacker, and they changed it to that because Zack Knight could not compete that night. But anyway, here we are. Imperium is looking ready right now. And I don't think Imperium are really taking Ben and Brian Pillman Jr. really seriously, if I'm being honest. I mean, it doesn't even look like they're looking at him or taking him seriously whatsoever. But to Imperium, this mat here, BZW, that mat right there to Imperium is sacred. I mean, they might be right. It's sacred to them because Imperium appreciates the sport that is wrestling. But anyway, here we are. Here we are now, Imperium versus Brian Pillman Jr. and Ben Pillman. And we're about to get ready for this match to start. And here we go. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And Ben Pillman with that Eddie Guerrero armband, of course. I mean, Ben was a real fan of Eddie. And look at this. Oh, and Bartel starts off with a running uppercut on Ben Pillman. But Ben Pillman, he went for a calf kick and missed it. But now look at Bartel. Bartel just with these strikes on Ben Pillman. Oh my God, an uppercut by Marcel Bartel. Now, oh. And look at this. Ben Pillman with the strikes on Marcel Bartel. Now, pump kick to Marcel Bartel. And now Pillman off the ropes. Oh, the kick to the face of Marcel. My God. And now, oh, wait a minute. Now look at this. Tags in Brian Pillman Jr. Ben ducks down and Brian Pillman Jr. with a drop kick. And now Brian Pillman Jr. Reverse DDT by Brian Pillman Jr. And now look at Brian Pillman Jr. going after Bartel with these strikes. And Bartel with an uppercut. Now look at Bartel. Throws him off the ropes. Arm drag by Bartel. Bringing Brian Pillman Jr. down to the mat. And now look at this. Off the ropes again. Another arm drag. And now look at this. The hell? Marcel just threw Brian Pillman Jr. into the corner. But, Brian Pillman Jr. with a Hurricane Run on Marcel. Bartel not capitalizing on the opportunity he just had. And now Brian Pillman Jr. went to go tag in Ben, but Marcel Bartel stopped it. And oh my god. Look at these back elbows to Ben Pillman, or Brian Pillman Jr., I should say. My bad. But anyway, look at Marcel with these strikes on Brian Pillman Jr., but Brian Pillman Jr. And now, Hurricane Rana by Brian Pillman Jr. on Marcel Bartel. And Alexander Wolf wants the tag, but Brian Pillman Jr. not letting it happen. Smart move by Brian Pillman Jr. I'm surprised he even did that, to be honest. And now, look at this. Bartel drop kicks Ben Pillman off the apron. And now Brian Pillman Jr. Look at this crucifix on Marcel Bartel, rolling him around the ring. And look at this crucifix. 1, 2. Alexander Wolf breaks it up. Alexander Wolf breaking it up there. And enziguri by Bartel. And now Bartel. Look at this. Air raid crash by Marcel Bartel. And now Bartel. Another arm drag. Now look at Marcel. Throws Brian Pillman into the corner. Tags in Wolf. And look at Wolf. Oh my god, Alexander Wolf with that punch to the gut. And now, oh man, a twisting suplex by Alexander Wolf, but Brian Pillman Jr. comes back with a calf kick. And now, tags in Ben Pillman, ducks down, and now this time Ben Pillman with the drop kick. And Alexander Wolf. And now look at this. Oh. And now look at this. Alexander Wolf throws Ben Pillman into the corner, taunting right in front of him. And, look at Ben. Shot to the face. And now off the ropes he goes, and a boot to the face. The side of the head, I should say. Now, Ben Pillman, what the hell is he doing? Now, shot to the face, and a slingshot elbow over the ropes there. And now, a Wolf counters. And now Ben was going to tag in Brian Pillman Jr., but Ben Pillman counters as Wolf was trying not to let that happen. And the spinning heel kick by Ben Pillman. The spinning heel kick right there. And now, looking to tag in Brian Pillman Jr. Maybe. But wait a minute, he puts him on the top rope here. What the hell? Oh, wait a minute, the twist of fate that we normally see from Ben Pillman. But he does it off the top rope, too. And Bartel, I think, barely just broke it up in time. And Bartel getting the hell out of there. And look at this. Oh, a European uppercut to the back of Alexander Wolf's neck. And now look at this. Throws Wolf into the corner. Wolf not letting him tag in. Look at Wolf. Oh, he went to go roll him up, but Ben Pillman got to the ropes. And Wolf, went for something, but he missed it. Anyway. And now look at Ben Pillman. He's going to roll up Alexander Wolf. He's going to get the upset for... Oh, Alexander Wolf kicked out. You've got to be kidding me. And now look at this. Ben Pillman has Wolf in the corner. Tags in Brian Pillman Jr. And look at this snapmare. Brian Pillman Jr. with a kick. Ben Pillman with a sliding clothesline. Brian Pillman Jr. off the ropes with a jumping elbow. Ben Pillman off the middle rope with a jumping elbow as well. And now Brian Pillman Jr. to the top rope. He wants Alexander Wolf up, but he's pointing to the crowd. Oh, that doesn't help. Oh my God, Wolf with a big boot. Oh, and another one. Brian Pillman Jr. did not stay down after that first one. Because Brian Pillman Jr. and Ben Pillman are doing this for their dad. Of course, the late Brian Pillman. That's who they're doing this for. They are doing this for their dad. And now, the hell? And Wolf now throws Brian Pillman Jr. into the corner, but Brian Pillman Jr. fighting back. Oh, but not for long. Oh my God. Yeah, look at this. Oh my God. Look at Wolf. Has him in the corner. Oh my God. Now Wolf again with another spinning suplex. And Alexander Wolf going for the cover. 1, 2, and Brian Pillman Jr. kicks out. Now look at that. Oh wait, Brian Pillman Jr. countering. Brian Pillman Jr. is coming back here. And Brian Pillman Jr. to the top rope. What the hell? And, he caught the crossbody on Alexander Wolf. And throws Wolf into the corner here. And now Brian Pillman Jr., what the hell? Puts Wolf on the top rope here. And look at this. Look at this. Wolf trying to get down, but Brian Pillman Jr. stopping him. Look at these elbows to the back of Wolf's neck. Oh my God. And what in the hell? My God. If you didn't, well, I know you didn't see it because the camera's, cut off. You know, technical difficulties like we always have here in BZW. But if you didn't see, Brian Pillman Jr. just did an avalanche hurricane Rana. Ben Pillman got tagged in. And Alexander Wolf's down on the outside of the ring. And now, he's blowing Marcel a kiss. But Marcel not having it. And Marcel with an arm drag to Ben Pillman this time. Now look at this, beating down Ben Pillman here. Oh my God. Look at Bartel here. Just beating the hell out of Ben Pillman. When Ben Pillman counters, look at this. He's coming back here. Wolf, Alexander Wolf. The power bomb by Wolf. Wolf comes in with a power bomb. Bartel drop kicks Brian Pillman Jr. off the damn apron. My God, cheap classic Imperium. Cheap tactics from Imperium. Marcel with the inverted power slam. 2. And, oh my God, Ben Pillman just kicked out. You're kidding me. Alexander Wolf and Marcel Bartel both thought that they had this match won. And look at Bartel and Pillman going at it. And look at Ben Pillman off the ropes here. These elbows. Oh, he's going for the elbows again. And, oh, the spinning heel kick on Marcel Bartel. And wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. He was trying to get Wolf off the apron, but Wolf saw it coming. And the twist of fate from Ben Pillman. 1, 2, and Wolf breaks up the pinfall. And Wolf runs the hell out of the ring. Marcel tried to take advantage. Ben Pillman saw him coming. But wait a minute. Oh, Ben Pillman saying, bring it, Marcel. And Marcel indeed brought it. Now look at this. Ben Pillman's down. Wait a minute. Wolf with the distraction. 1, 2, and Imperium get the win over Ben and Brian Pillman Jr. Imperium with the win. Alexander Wolf with the distraction to Ben Pillman and the referee. And Marcel rolls him up and gets the win. You've got to be kidding me. What have we just seen from Imperium? I have no idea. Imperium could be climbing up the ranks in the tag team division. But anyway, we got to get on to the next matchup.